skincare routine?
Not necessarily. It's very loose, but I do use the Clarisonic when I can.
Mm-hmm. You like that?
Yeah, I do like it because I feel like it really cleans like this part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the crevices. I really like to use that because the city air is pretty gross, so it really cleans it out.
Do you prefer that to like a face cloth or a sponge?
Yes.
Would you say you pay more attention to your like skincare regimen when you have a breakout, or do you like try to take good care overall?
I try to take good care overall, but that idea usually stems from like having a bad breakout, being like I need to be more careful,
Mm-hmm.
and then being more careful.
So you do have a facialist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about that.
She basically like cleans my skin out as best she can.
Mm-hmm.
Gets all like the stuff out. It's
Okay.
gross. You know, she like squeezes it all out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she does like all these different masks and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
She does a lot of different stuff, but my skin feels so nice after and clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Any final thoughts or just anything you have to add?
No.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
When purchasing skincare products specifically, I don't really look at a label. But that's just because I usually do research beforehand, especially with skincare because it tends to be more expensive than makeup. I care about more so like what the company is doing, like if they're cruelty free or whatever. But being a student, I don't have the access to a lot of the funds that I wish I did in terms of the price that comes with like these more organic companies. But I usually have an idea of what's in it because that's what's going to be treating my specific problem. So like I have really bad redness and discoloration more than acne, I would say. So I usually get products that are soothing, and that happens to be natural products most of the time, like rose or aloe vera, which those are both like organic products. And I also worked for Clinique for a year or so, and in doing so, like I learned a lot about skincare in general and how to treat other people's skin, and I learned what was in Clinique's products. And Clinique actually tests on like 9,000 people before they put a product out, and they have to like say they were at 8,999, and then the 9,000th person had a like really bad reaction to something, they would scrap it and start over. So I really like appreciated that about Clinique, and so most of my skin products are Clinique, but that's just because I have a familiarity with that brand because of where I worked. In the field, people do come to you with questions a lot about skincare, more than makeup, how it's going to address their problems. And I think a lot of skincare in the industry like doesn't really do that in a way that is like organic or good for the environment, but they might have really, really good branding. For instance, like Glossier, like I know personally that has made me like break out, even though I have like sensitive skin, so I'm not the best to judge, but like they only have a offering of like 3 serums or whatever it is, and that's but that doesn't matter for them because they offer amazing branding and that's their strong suit. So I think every brand offers something different, and the way I personally shop is like price based and what I previously know, and sometimes I'll watch a like YouTube video to see how it worked on somebody with a similar skin problem that I have, and then I tend to ask the person working there. Like I love to go to the counter or wherever it is to have them like address the problem, because I know personally you are supposed to be trained, at least like in these big department stores, you're supposed to be trained by your company about all your products. And if somebody asks a question about a product, like, oh, I have really bad inflammation, or I have like rosacea, or whatever it is, they should be able to address that just by looking in the back, like with almost no experience, and just looking at a book and understanding like, okay, these are probably the things that they should use. But like I said, I don't really look if it's like organic or not, which is probably terrible, but I don't really care as long as it works. Or the packaging is really pretty.
I usually begin my facial routine by washing my face off with Bioderma. It's just a makeup remover and it's a moisturizer, so I use that. And then after using that, once a week I apply Aztec face mask, which is used out of like adobe clay, and it removes like any blackheads or pimples, just cleans out my pores. And after removing that face mask, I apply a toner to close up my pores and to kind of like stretch out my face a bit. And then after that, I use a moisturizing cream or gel and wait for it to dry off. And then after, I apply Pond's Night